right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I want to send double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone and rule well. Peace, love, and salutations unto the election, doing this work sincerely throughout the four corners, presenting your body as a living sacrifice to do so. So what we're gonna get into these different offerings that the scriptures speak of. And we can start with the offerings that we're gonna get into in the book of Exodus, 29th chapter, and the 39th verse. Okay, we're gonna just get into what these offerings are, the meanings of these offerings, and how we go about these offerings to this day and age. Okay, so whoever has Exodus 29 and 39, get that Bible shot.
Oh, it's in Numbers.
No, it's in Exodus.
Exodus 29 and 39.
Okay.
Exodus chapter 29, verse 39. The one lamb shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb shall offer at evening. And with the one lamb, a tenth deal of flour mingled with the.
That's 29:39.
Yes, in Numbers.
Is it Numbers? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, you get that.
Alright, so this is Numbers chapter 29, verse 39. It says, "These things ye shall do unto the Lord Yahweh in your set feasts, besides your vows, and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings."
Right. So it says that you have peace offerings. Okay, we're gonna get into that. You have the drink offering,
Okay.
the meat offering. We're gonna run it down. Okay, we're gonna run it down.
So it says freewill offerings.
And free will offerings. Okay, so first and foremost, we're gonna start with the peace offerings. All right. So pretty much what the peace offering is. Where's the precept on that? Yeah, the precept on that.
Leviticus 3.
So like in Leviticus, was that 7? Leviticus 7, verse 11, right?
Alright, this is Leviticus chapter 7, verse 11. It says, "And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which he shall offer unto the Lord Yahweh. If he offer it for a thanksgiving."
And in Salakia, to get into the what a peace offering actually is pretty much it is an atonement or a appeasing offering that we give unto the Lord. Now what we're gonna get into as far as the peace offerings is the different types of peace offerings. All right, you have 3 different types of peace offerings, which branch off into the Thanksgiving that the brother's about to get into. Then you have the voluntary, and then you have a wave offering. Okay, so we're gonna get into these, and Lord willing, this is an edifying video, by the way. So let's get into it.
So verse 12, it says, "If he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and cakes mingled with oil of fine flour fried." It says, "Besides the cakes he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving of his peace offerings."
And so the point of Thanksgiving, I'll let you finish it. So I'll let you finish that, read out to 15, and I'll get the breakdown on it.
Okay, so it says, "And of it,"
because all these different offerings within the peace offering, they had specific meanings and reasons why they were important. Okay.
kind of says, "And of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord Yahweh, and it shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace offerings."
Right. So the purpose of the Thanksgiving offering, okay, like we said about peace offerings in general, is to make an atonement or an appeasement to the Lord. All right. So when you go into Thanksgiving offerings, when the Lord takes care of you, you know, your thanks, the way that you repay the Lord or show the Lord thanks is, you know, it could be a way of taking care of the ministry. It could be a way of sacrificing, like just putting the world all the way off, okay, and giving your time, your dedication unto the Lord. All right, this is how we show thanks. You know, perfect example that a brother gave was like when you go from destination to destination, okay, because hey, things happen. Like you can be traveling to camp, okay. Thawadi Yabashim Al-Shai for allow me to make it to the camp. You know, what do? You make sure that you show your thanks and appreciation by being attentive, bringing information, okay? Not just being a fly on the wall, okay? That's how you show thanks unto the Lord, by giving unto the Lord. He took care of you. Now it's your time to take care of Him, okay? And this is how we can go about it in this day and age, all right? So you go ahead, brother. You had something?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to get that definition to the word peace.
Come.
It says peace as a noun. Let's see if I can try to find it as a verb. Because the word appease goes back to the word and it's freedom from disorder, internal peace of a nation, silence, reconciliation, permission, compact, agreement, treaty of peace, tranquility, absence of war, the fasten, pretty much a pact on the notion of a binding together by treaty or agreement. So can we get the blue letter definition to the word peace offering?
God, it's it's the Hebrew word shalom. It says peace offering, requital, sacrifice for alliance or friendship, voluntary sacrifice of thanks.
Yeah, so you're pretty much pledging your allegiance. You know, so you're making an offering of to pledge your alliance. You know, so once you go back to ancient days, you know, they did that by, you know, giving people their daughters and things of that nature. Because we discussed it before class, that actually once you go into the definition, it's not to make peace, but it's actually to make a treaty, to show allegiance. You know? So Salakia, about that, we discussed, but we ain't got into the word in that blue letter. We more dove into the word of peace in itself. But the actual definition is to pledge your allegiance to the Lord. You know? So, yeah, that would be, you know, in modern times, the peace offering could be, you know, us with our garments, our salutes, you know, different things like that, because now we don't sacrifice by fire, we sacrifice through Yahweh Shai is the lamb, so he's the offering. So how do we do it? Through prayer or actions. You know what I'm saying? And you pledge your allegiance by doing the will of the Father, you know, to an extent, you know.
Come. It's and guess what? It says no, we gonna continue on. That was beautifully broke down. No, couldn't have said it better than that. So yeah, we're gonna continue on. What was that, verse 16?
Verse,
And you know, because we want to get into, because it says also in the book of Numbers, the 29th chapter, and the 39th verse, it speaks of the free will offering, which the free will offering, as mentioned, is branches off from the peace offering. Okay, but there's a specific way to do it. Okay, so we're gonna get into that.
So this is verse 15. It says, "And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning. But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offereth his sacrifice, and on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten. But the remainder of the flesh of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burnt with fire."
Right. So that's going.
Fuck it. I keep saying through the spirit, I'm gonna hold back, but I want to go back to that word peace offering, because we was talking about another thing earlier. Is being able to extrapolate, right? That word says shalom, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's so let's retract that, you know, to not bring any confusion. But that word shalom means what? Peace. You know, it's actual the peace as being agreeable. Pretty much be going into the definition of see here, to bring together. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say shalom, you're greeting somebody. You know, it's to bring peace. Also, it goes into being in league with somebody, because how can two walk together, at least they be agreed? That brings peace. You know, yoke with not one unbeliever, things like that. But when you're talking about peace, it's just pretty much bringing down the hostility. You know, and when we bring peace to the Most High, we're offering up something. You know, as a brother Kalatazad pointed out, that you can offer up your time, you know, separated from, you know, going to work, like the brother said. Whatever you do, say you're on Netflix, say you're on, you play games, say you watch movies. You know, us going on the highways is, in a roundabout way, going to cover all the sacrifices. But that is a peace offering, you know, because it shows our league with the Most High. We're separating our time, you know, because ultimately the go-to answer would be hit the highways, right? But there's underlying things outside of the highways that you can do, and that's what we're trying to get to with them breaking this down and trying to help brothers to utilize these ways and formats of offerings unto the Most High.
Okay.
So yeah, you mean?
Yeah, cause that yeah, cause that's yeah. Now that go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so you jump
Yeah,
down to
no, you go ahead with the voluntary or the free will. Second, it's the voluntary.
So verse 16 says, "But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offered the sacrifice, and on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten. But the remainder of the flesh of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burnt with fire. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings be eaten at all on the third day, it shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed."
So can we get into that voluntary?
The Hebrew word for voluntary is nadabah, which says voluntariness, free will offering, voluntary offering. It goes back to the Hebrew word nadab, which means to incite, impel, or make willing, to volunteer.
Yeah. So you're giving a gift. You're offering a gift up to the Lord with trying to figure out how to word it the best way I can. You're doing it without being pressured to do it. You do it upon the inclination of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Like it says, the word incite, it says encourage or stir up. It says urge or persuade someone. Well, they kind of tripping. But the impel, it says drive, force, or urge someone to do something. You know, so you, like you said, you're doing it on your own. You're doing it voluntarily, and you're going to the Lord like, hey, this is, you know, you didn't ask for this, but this is me giving this to you.
Going back into that definition of peace. You know, making a covenant, making a pact. You know, and that's with free will. That's under that same branch. That's how you give unto the Lord willingly. Okay, the Lord, he notices. He knows when you're not being forced to do something in His favor. You know, and I say that in the sense of no brothers pushing you to be like, hey man, you need to give to the Lord. Like, nah, the Lord understands that. If you're doing it upon your own recognizance. Okay, that is a form of peace to the Lord, man. The Lord sees that as, okay, this you on point for that. You know, that's something that can be appreciated. Okay.
Yeah.
You showing initiative.
If I can add on to that, brother.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you owe somebody something and you pay them, you're doing what you're supposed to do. But when you see somebody in need and you give it to them, that's you're offering it. You know. So when you're talking about offering in that particular sense, is that you're giving things in the name of the Most High when you don't have to. You know, you're not obligated, and that's when it disciples, because all offerings are different, and you're giving something. What difference between a sin offering and a peace offering? Because you're still offering up something. So there's, and that's what we're getting into, the brothers are getting into, is that this offering is going to allow us to, this particular offering you're giving things off of the muscle. And one thing that keep coming to mind is charity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because charity, you don't have to do it.
Kinda.
You know, but charity, even though charity covers the multitude of sins, you could just keep that resource because you don't have to give it. And a person that gives charity that's very charitable is what? Very selfless. You know? So that's why it's a thanksworthy thing. Anybody that's like, if you, like I said, if you owe me money, you give me my money, I'm gonna say you're trustworthy. But if you see me hurting and I don't gotta tell you, and you give me that,
Yeah.
you know, you give me that help, you make a person like in your depth. You make them feel like, damn, this is a good person. You know, of course we ain't gonna be in the most highest depth, but it's more to give something when you don't have to give it, right? So yeah, and that one of the main things is time. You hit the highways, and after you finish, you just go to sleep or do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? What we say, you know, that day I'm gonna give a peace offering to the Most High, and after I do the highways, I'm just gonna give Him the day, the rest of the day. You know, you don't have to do that, so that's admirable. You know.
Can I grab this just right quick? This is 2 Corinthians 9:7. It says, every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for the Most High loveth a cheerful giver. Yeah. Right? And then you go into that word cheerful. It says cheerful, joyous, prompt to do anything. You know, so you're doing it off your own will. All right? It says prompt or willing. You know, so it's not like, oh, or you even looking, you know, for somebody to repay you. It's not like, nah, this is, like the brother said, which was fire. He said, if you owe me money and you pay me, that's what you're supposed to do, opposed to somebody in need of help. You like, hey, I got it, you got it type deal.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I don't want to deviate too much, but I wouldn't mind it either. But can we go into that passage in the Marcus Aurelius about the tree? You know? Y'all know what I'm talking about? When it says you got a person that gives and they expect somebody to own, or they give grudgingly, and then there's a person that's a tree that pretty much extends their branches and they bear their fruit, you know?
Yeah. About the grapes, right?
Huh?
About the grapes, about the 3 different types of men.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's see.
I got it right here. This is the Marcus Aurelius book. This is it says there are 3 kinds of men in this world. The first, when he helps someone out, makes it known that he expects something in return. The second will never be so bold, but in his mind he knows what he has done and considers the other person to be in his debt. The third person somehow doesn't realize what he has done, but he's like a vine that bears its fruit and asks for nothing more than the pleasure of producing grapes. A horse gallops, a dog hunts, a bee makes honey, one man helps another, and the vine bears fruit in due season. It says,
Yeah, so you know if you're a good person, you don't got to question if you're a good person if you do something good. A good person don't even worry about that stuff if you're a good person. You know, so same thing with the offerings up to the Lord. It ain't like to say, hey, look at me. You're doing it because that's what you should appreciate the Lord. It's a peace offering, like we cool.
Yeah.
You know, like we're in good graces, you know. And I hope I'm in good graces with you. Not to say I hope, you know, you do something for me for giving you this. It's just, hey, you the Most High here. You know, outside of arms and tights. It's just, you know, I'm going to give this to the Lord. Give my time to the Lord right now, man. Who else deserves the time? You know? And it's like, let me make some time for the Lord, man. You know, you it's just like going throughout our day, right? You don't be going throughout your day and you don't read, but like, man, to read. Mm-hmm. You know? I need to sit down and give the Lord some time. You know, that's a natural thing. That's how you keep that peace.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, showing that appreciation. You know, that just made me think. You know, that's a good example. When you don't read, it's like the Lord taking care of you, and when you ain't giving nothing back. You just expect the Lord to keep taking care of you, and that's one thing that brothers have said before. That we expect the Lord to do all these things for us, but you know, we're not giving the Lord, you know, the same. You know. And that's what free will is. The Most High take care of you. He don't have to take care of us, but He does. So we should show our appreciation. You know that's how it should be. You know. Yeah, that's
right.
like expecting something and doing nothing. You know that doesn't work. It don't work. It don't work in this world. You know you expect a paycheck, but you don't want to go to work. You know that doesn't work. Especially with the Lord, it doesn't work like that. How you expect to receive these, and I'm saying this in a general sense for brothers that are watching, how do we expect to receive good tidings or good things from the Lord if we're not playing our part or doing things just to thank the Most High, period, man. You know, that's why
Hey, I was thinking, brother,
yeah.
How do you know you're a good servant? You know what I'm saying? If you do something good, that'll make you a good servant. If you're a good person, if you're a good servant, that makes you a good servant. Not for reciprocation or applause, but I'm good. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that like, hey, didn't I give you my last apple? That don't make you a good person. That was a good deed, but that don't make you a good person. You know? So it's like, you know when you're good when you're a good person overall. You know, you don't gotta say, okay, I did this good. You're just good, period. You know, you may not get everything right, but overall, you're a good person. You know.
Yeah, that's that virtue. You know, that moral goodness. You know.
Oh yeah, is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, if I bring the scripture up.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah, bring it up.
Okay, so this is Psalm chapter 128, verse 2. It says, "For thou shalt eat the labor of thine hands; happy shalt thou be, and it shall be well with thee." You know, so that alone should make you content with being that, with just doing those good services and not expecting something in return, but just knowing that, hey, as long as you're doing something good, the Most High is gonna consider that. You know, not that should be the one incentive, but you know that's what comes with doing something good. You know, you get to eat the labor of that.
Yeah, hey, just let's get back to it. We'll get back into that the numbers.
Kind of we done with
Yeah,
that.
I just wanted to add this on there as the last little example. If you pretty much, you know, brown nose or do good at your job and you get promoted to an authoritarian position, then you get an authoritarian position, you're just a dickhead to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so good deeds don't solidify you as being a good person. Being a good person will solidify you being a good person. So just because you do good at something, don't make you good. You know, you run a 100-yard touchdown, that don't make you a good running back. You just did good. But if you're good, you know that you're not a block. You're not to do everything. You know? So you can't just go off of an accolade. Being good doesn't, you know. So same thing with our peace offerings, you know. It's not about accolades. It's about you saying that you're in a league with the Most High. You're saying that y'all cool, which is, you know, that peace part. You know, the love, the thankfulness, you know, that's why it's a branch, because there's different elements that shows that you're cool and in league with him. You know, and I don't want to jump the gun, but you know, the brother's talking about what's the different branches of the peace offering?
We have the Thanksgiving, the free will, and the wave offering.
Yeah. So the wave offering, we didn't really get into that. What you do with the wave offering? You're openly waving it up in the air, right?
Con.
So you're openly praising the Most High. You're not ashamed of him. You know what I'm saying? All that is to show the Lord that, you know, we cool. We good. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't to say, oh, you got the upper hand, but you're showing your appreciation, pretty much. To say thank you, you're showing your appreciation. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they're not openly, you walk up with your little shorty and you walk up to somebody she knows and she's like, oh, yeah, that's my buddy. And you'll be like, buddy, nigga, I was just knocking your socks off last night. You talking about you love me and all this other stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Or, they do something for you and you don't say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't look out for them and do stuff for them just off the muscle. You're going to be like, I don't know if the person fuck with me, man. Yeah. They must be here for the benefit. You know?
That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah,
It's, like you said, they get caught up in that, like wanting to be praised for every single thing. Like this is what we're supposed to do. Doing, like you said, not being doing good things, but being a good person. We're not, and it says that book that we was reading, the Marcus Aurelius book, concerning praise. You're not supposed to expect praise all the time. You're supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be praising the Lord. You're supposed to give thanks. You're supposed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. This is why we don't sit and, we don't come to camp like, hey, bro, guess what? I ain't eat no pork today. You're not supposed to. It's like, yeah, okay, me neither. So, like, this is what you're supposed to do. What you want to be praised for. Just like it's a saying in the world, and this is, man, I don't want to segue too much. We won't get into that. It's like, no, never mind. I pretty much broke it down. Just don't expect for somebody to give you a pat on the back every time you do something. So let's get into.
I could, one other aspect. It's not a bribe either, because a lot of people will do something and they feel like they need to, give a peace offering or do something to, kind of get back into good graces or be even. We're not trying to bribe the Most High, but to make a peace offering to be like, hey, I understand that this is where we need to be, and this is what I'm going to do to make sure that we stay in this situation. It's not like.
Hey,
go ahead.
Like it. You got my spirit woo, brother. Both of y'all brothers, y'all was giving some fire examples, man. And I was talking to the brother Tawab out in Seattle, and he was talking about necklaces and stuff like that. And I said, he said, I was talking about the kyanite stone. He was like, man, I'll mail you some down, it's off the muscle. And I said, nah, I don't want nothing until I can give you, Slakia, hold up. Satan makes this engine start every time I walk around it, bro. I don't know what it is. But the brother pretty much, he had this kyanite stone and he offered it to me. I said, I refused it, and I said, I feel like I owe you. And he we was joking, but I think it's a good story to tell. But he said he played a song, I forget who it was, and it was like, I did it off the love. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, we good. I did it off the love. And that made me feel like I ain't owe him nothing, but I still wanted to do him something. Because it excites. But somebody mess with you when they do it off of the love, man. Like the Lord ain't had to send his son for us. Like, he did that off of the love. Look how much loyalty we have because of that. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Everything don't have to be like, what do I get out the deal? Or, this should benefit me. If I get this, the Lord will be cool with me and he ain't gonna fuck me up for doing it. No, it should be off of the love. This is the Most High. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So that's 5 examples, brother. They show them. It's like I ain't hanging up. I don't know.
Peace.
I won't stop talking.
That peace offering.
Into that peace offering.
As far as getting into the wave offering, the brother pretty much, that's exactly what it means. It's waving up and down. That's literally, when we get it, can we get that, Baba Bashar? The wave offering? Just
scripture.
No.
If you have it, yeah, bring it out.
This is Leviticus chapter 7, verse 29. It says, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, he that offereth the sacrifice of his peace offerings unto the Lord Yahweh shall bring his oblation unto the Lord Yahweh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings. His own hand shall bring the offerings of the Lord Yahweh made by fire, the fat with the breast, it shall he bring that the breast may be weighed for a wave offering before the Lord Yahweh. It says, and the priest shall burn the fat upon it. Yeah, that's
So
just...
let's get that word wave, because that's literally what it means to whenever you get it to pretty much we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
Hebrew word is thanawapa, which means swinging, waving, wave offering, brandishing, waving, wave offering. Technical term of sacrifice.
Yeah, so it's,
Like if Krishna can what's the scripture when he says if you deny me, I'll deny you in that day. You know, anybody know what I'm talking about?
Con.
yeah, kind of.
This is Matthew's chapter 10, verse 33. It says, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven.
Y'all ain't cool. We ain't cool.
I never
what did you
knew
do
thee.
wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what sin did you commit? You know, like, you're pretty much in a roundabout way saying that you ain't cool with the Lord. You're ashamed of it. You know, anybody that's ashamed of you, you're gonna feel like it's not peace. Like you're not cool with me. That's automatically not gonna be peace. You know, I'm walking with a brother and he cool with me, and I'm all like, I got bummy shoes and shit, and he always fly, and then he walk around his friends and be like, hey, you go over there. Oh, we ain't cool no more.
Yeah, like you're ashamed. You're ashamed. You know.
Yeah. So, you know, now we ain't out here, you know, fringes and borders, not because we ashamed of the Lord, because we know what it brings for Esau in this society, but we men of the Lord, and we're proud to say so. On any aspect, we'll never deny the Lord.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We're never ashamed of the Lord. You know, General Yohana on TV, and they asked him specifically, what, you know, he like, nah, we ain't this, and you denied the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You were ashamed to represent him.
We don't hate white people. God hate white people.
Nah, he said, well, yeah, because a man will know, like, hold up, if you're not with me, you're against me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog, but that goes without saying, man. We put up that wave offering by, putting the Lord on our plate, man, wearing him on our sleeve. Now, again, I want to say this to people that are listening that may be young. That don't mean you walk around with your fringes and go to a job interview. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't tempt Satan. Don't tempt Satan. But at the same time, don't deny the Father. You know?
Yeah, I had a question. So, like, you know, in churches, like when they play the music or whatnot, or they preaching and they start waving their arms from side to side, is this where it originates?
Possibly.
Do you think? That's just, it came to my mind, so I just thought I'd put that out there.
Possibility, because ain't nothing wrong to the women. Ain't nothing wrong with singing. You know? Ain't nothing wrong with singing. It's a beautiful thing to sing. I'm not a singer, so I don't really engulf on it, but women that are singers, and there's praisers, there's people that do that and have that as a skill to openly praise the Most High.
Okay.
Or they just praise Him wherever they at, man, with no shame in their game. You know? That's a beautiful thing. So to the women out there that sing and they love praising the Most High, you know, you like to get your timbrel or whatever you like to do in your house, cook and sing, that's a beautiful thing to the Most High, man. Your husband, you know, as long as you're not disturbing your husband, but, you know, if your husband hates, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Say fuck him, but you can sing. Don't be afraid to praise the Most High, man. At the same time, don't be up in his ear singing, hitting Whitney Houston notes and shit just to fuck him up while he watching TV and shit, you know. But you get my drift.
And with the wave offering, in that definition it said brandishing, you know, and if you brandishing something, that means that you're like excited to show it off. You know, so when you get the opportunity to show your devotion to the Most High, let's say you're going out on the highways or somebody talking to you about the scriptures that you can trust with it, with that information or something like that, it's like you're excited to finally be able to, like, hey, yeah, this is what I believe. This is, you know, this is what I preach. You know, you're not holding it back. You know,
Okay, I got the definition of brandish. It says move or raise as a weapon, right? To flourish, a sword, blade or sword, prow or a ship. Heat, warm, you know, like a branding iron or something like that. Brandish. Move or swing back and forth. Exhibit aggressively. You know, so like you brandish a weapon. It's not like I'm just pulling it out. I'm pulling it out like I'm about to do something to you with it. So you're just saying oh, praise ye. No, this like you have a passion when you talk about the Lord. I remember somebody was talking to me on the phone. He was like, man, you know, I feel like I like what you're saying, but why you got to be so aggressive? Why you got to be so angry? I was like, anger is passion. Man, I'm serious about this. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm brandishing my love for the Lord. It ain't just casual. This ain't no casual thing for me. This is my life. You know, I ain't just like, yeah, I'm a Christian. How the niggas be, I'm a Christian. You know, even people that are actually religious,
Jesus Christ.
some of them be like, they'll brandish it. Yeah. You know, they'll be crazy about it, fanatics. Hey. Not just no generic person that just participates.
Hey, cause I want to get in. You know, we went into the Thanksgiving, right? And you know, when you go into that Thanksgiving, the Hebrew word is what tawadah, right? It says confession, praise, thanksgiving. Really focusing on confession, because what does the scripture say? He that confesses me before men, him will I confess before the Father. You know, so that's like that same that like to land back off of y'all brothers with the word brandishing. You know, you're gonna confess the Lord no matter what. We're in a world full of people who don't confess the Lord. So now that we're confessing the Lord and we're not deviating from the what these words in the scripture say, you know, that's an honorable thing, man. You know, nothing for us to look for manly praise for, just to give the sense, but it's something that we do as we're not ashamed, man. We're confessing the Lord, man. We're confessing these things.
And that all goes back to saying that I'm cool with him the long way. Mm-hmm. Like, the long way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what, and it always goes back to what the peace offering. Say, I'm cool with you the long way. This ain't no just for my benefit type of thing. This ain't no just to get out of, I'm in court, so I'm wearing glasses and yes, Your Honor. You know what I'm saying? Or you're trying to get some money or some box. Yeah. No, like, you good people, and I appreciate that. You know, like, you everything. That's what that peace offering pretty much, you know, proclaims. You know.
That's good. So we pretty much got the peace offering down. So what was the next one that we had on back in the numbers?
Back in Numbers.
Burnt offering. Because the free will offering y'all spoke on under the peace offering, right? And Thanksgiving. Okay.
Alright, so get the precept on the burnt offering.
So it's Leviticus chapter 1, and let's see. I guess we'll start verse 1. So this is Leviticus 1:1. It says, And the Lord Yahweh called unto Moses and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord Yahweh, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd and of the flock.
Right, and that's like I keep forgetting, just to give the sense of what a burnt offering is. So Salaki for that. So pretty much how they, and we can actually get that. I believe it's in
Leviticus.
Cause Leviticus where they pretty much on how the origin of a burnt offering, what the priest would do. All right, they would take they would get the proper sacrifice, put it upon the altar, upon wood and upon the altar.
Can you read?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Command Aaron and his sons, saying, This is the law of the burnt offering. It is the burnt offering because of the burning upon the altar all night until the morning, and the fire.
Right, so the way it was done in the ancient days, because we no longer do animal sacrifice. All right, that was done away with a long time ago, and that ultimate sacrifice was the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we don't do animal sacrifice to this day and age, to be very clear. All right, but the way that they did it here, all right, what they would do is they would put the wood upon the altar, get the specific sacrifice, all right, whether that be of oxen, cattle, so on and so forth, and it would burn, as it said, all throughout the night until the morning. Okay, that fire was to not be put out. All right, and then what the priest would do is they would take the ashes, they would remove the.
It's the next verse.
This next verse, okay, yeah, we get into it. So
kind of says, and the priest shall put on his linen garment, and his linen breeches shall he put upon his flesh, and take up the ashes which the fire had consumed with the burnt offering on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar.
Right.
And he shall put off his garments and put on other garments, and carry forth the ashes without the camp unto a clean place.
Keep going.
And the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it; it shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order upon it.
Right. So this was a daily sacrifice. All right. This is something that was done every day. Now today, in this day and age, how do we go about burnt offerings? Okay, we go about. Yes, sir.
Rocky, if I can say something, because through the Spirit I'm listening to it, and I guess the Spirit just moving, man, to where it's giving more of a revelation, because when it says, Salakia talked about the linen, then you take the linen, and then you take your garments, and you put other clothes on. So what does that covering represent? It represents our action, our deeds. So can somebody get that we die daily? You know? Like at first, I felt like the offerings were, our epistles, but it's us and our actions, also our righteousness and our virtue, because we die daily. Every day you're sacrificing, you're putting up an offering, you're just flaking off those wicked ways, man.
Yeah.
Every day,
Brother, go ahead, cross this up, man.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 31. It says, I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Hamashiach Yahushai our Lord, I die daily. If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, at what advantage of it to me? If not, if the dead rise not, let us eat and drink. Tomorrow we die. Let me jump back.
Yeah. So every day you're pretty much putting in work, man. Every day you're putting in work, and what comes with that is that you learn new things, you put off things. Like Scripture says, see what is evil for thy life and get not that into it. When you do the lessons, everything that you're doing, you're increasing, you're progressing. But you have to go. That fire represents that affliction, and those ashes represent the impurities. So whatever's left over is useless. So because we're gold tried in the fire. Whatever burns off is ashes. Whatever remains is gold. So through those afflictions daily, we die daily. In a spiritual sense, meaning we lose that the sin is the wages of death. So we lose those impure things about us on a daily basis, or we should be. Every day we should be burning that sacrifice of examining ourselves and seeing what we can fix. Now this is not like something that's what we're teaching right now is not something that's this is law, this is what you should do. You should be doing this on a regular sense, but we're correlating it with the offerings because we did it for a reason. And when you look at it, it's our same trials that we go through as men and women of the Lord, man. All these things, being thankful, giving our peace offerings, to giving our burnt offerings, going through our afflictions and learning from those afflictions and putting it in a clean place, man.
I got you. It's 2 Corinthians 4:16. It says, for which cause we faint not, But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Beautiful.
For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
There you go. That's it. That's it. You know, that's it, man. And we should be putting up them burnt offerings every day. And it's only but for a moment, man. So there's no need to panic or to stress out behind affliction. It's a learning lesson, man. You know, we are renewed day by day. You know, like we're getting better every time. But it ain't nobody say it was going to be easy. You know?
So that was, I believe that was the gist of that. And as far as the burnt offering,
So
you know, hey, through the Spirit, the brother broke it down. You know, quenching out the Spirit. Hey, that's what it is. A daily sacrifice. You know, a daily sacrifice. You know, offering up good things unto the just doing like you said, renewing yourself day by day. You know, that's hey. So that should be into that. So the next is the drink offering.
So we're in Genesis.
Right. You get into it, yeah. Because the drink offering was when you get into the drink offering, it's simply a libation, which a libation, you know, plain and simple, is a giving honor, having a drink and having showing honor to a deity or a god, you know. So our power being Yahweh Shema Shai, this is who we make libations to. Okay, not any god of the world, but the Heavenly Father Himself. Okay. So we can. Should we get the account with Jacob?
Yeah, I get the definition.
Okay,
on it.
come.
So the definition of drink offering is the Hebrew word nasak. Mm-hmm. It says drink offering, libation, molten image, something poured out.
Right. You know, and I'm not gonna bring that. So we gonna get the account with Jacob. All right.
So this is Genesis chapter 35 and verse 13. It says, "And the Most High went up from him in the place where..."
You can start up at 9.
9. So it says, "And the Most High appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padan Aram, and blessed him. And the Most High said unto him, Thy name is Jacob."
Right. So just to give the understanding, there was a series of things that happened to lead up to this point. Okay. First starting with when Jacob, he had that wrestling with the angel. Okay, and his name was changed. All right, and the next thing that happened after that, because we're gonna go to the top just real quick, just to get verse 1.
Verse 1, it says,
jump back down.
"And the Most High said unto Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto the Most High, that appeared unto thee when thou flittest from the face of Esau thy brother." Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto the Most High, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto Jacob all
right, because when you go into Genesis, the 33rd chapter, okay, that's when Jacob, you know, he was really fleeing from the face of his brother in a sense of because he was gonna put him to death. All right, so the Most High gave him a way to escape out of that, you know, by way of and that's when he ran into the angel. Okay, he ended up wrestling with the angel, and I believe 33 it goes into how he sent Esau gifts. All right, and
he wrestled with the angel first, right?
Yes, sir. He wrestled with the angel first, and then after that, going into the after he wrestled with the angel in Genesis the 32nd chapter, you know, it goes into that's when his name was changed. All right, so because that's what it says in 35, but his name was changed after the wrestling with the angel. Then when you go into 33, it shows how Jacob sent different no, that's still in 32. He sent convoys to Esau, you know, as a peace offering.
Yeah, because the last time he seen Esau was when Esau wanted to take him out for taking his blessing.
Okay.
So him going back, he sent, you know, like the brother was saying, he sent people ahead of him to make sure everything was cool, and then, you know, Esau pretty much accepted him You know, like it's all good for the most part.
Kinda, yeah. I was making it more extended than it had to be. So that was. It's like, go ahead,
I
brother.
was about to bring something out real quick because this is the second time that it referred to a garment being white, man. Because David had to go in with his white garment. Then when you get the burnt offering, you use your linen, and then when you switch into your fresh garment. And Revelation, see here.
14.
Yeah, I want to go in Revelations 3 and 4, but I'd rather go into Ecclesiastes chapter 9. 9 and 7, it says, "Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with merry heart. And for the Most High now accepted thy works. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head like no other." You know, so that the white garments would represent of righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, those ashes are representing the impurities of what was not accepted of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that clean place is Yahweh Shai, man. You know, because he's a filter for our sins. You know, so all this is like, it's all representative of the thing. The Lord just don't do stuff just to do it. You know, so we go through afflictions. That's the affliction is representative to fire. When David wrestled with that angel, that's what his request to get that blessing. He had to go through that affliction by passing through Esau. You know, now it's just being tried by fire, and the Lord told him, hey, you know, he got rid of all the impurities of the false gods and all that, and then the Lord told him to come in with new garments into this new blessing, this agreement, which led up to what? The libation, because when you do a libation, that's pretty much synonymous with a toast. And the toast is always synonymous with what? A victory. Yeah. You know?
John. Can I grab this right quick?
Hey, I'm shot.
Revelation 7 and 13, it says, "And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb." So like it was saying that, you know, overcoming out of that great tribulation.
Cold cut right there, man. That's turkey. That's turkey with a Swiss cheese right there. You know what I'm saying? Provolone.
I'll take one.
Yeah.
So did y'all still, because we got to read about the pouring out.
Con. Yep. So you can jump down to read it from verse 12.
This is Genesis chapter 35 and verse 12. And it says, "And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. And the Most High went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon."
Yeah, because the Lord, like you said, the series of events that happened, he fled from Esau. He sent the peace offerings to Esau. You know, and then with that celebrating that victory, how he did it was pouring out of wine and drink. The Lord blessed him and said before that in verse 12 that the Lord said that kings and great nations are going to come out of thy loins. That's a blessing, you know. So with that being said, it says he poured out. Read that again. He poured out wine.
It says, "And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone, and he poured a drink offering thereon."
Well, it doesn't specify wine, but it says he poured a drink. Okay, so Salaki for that, he poured out a drink, and it you finish it off.
And he poured oil thereon.
And he poured oil upon it. You know, and you want to bring out how when Jake celebrate, you know, they pour on the ground, or they like with champagne bottles. You know, it was a perfect example the brother gave earlier. Is they celebrate. They're not gulping down the drink. They're celebrating victory. You see, when you win the Super Bowl, what they do? You don't see people drinking. They spraying it all over the place, man, as a sign of we did it. You know?
Yeah, and to add on to that, you know, when you get a job, say your boss said, look, you know, we got an interview for the new general manager position, you pretty much a shoe in. But, you know, we got to go through the process. You go through the interview, go through all the questions and all that, and you make sure you get your office right, or you set yourself in position, you do, you know what I'm saying? And then you get that verification. All right, and the new manager is, you know, such and such. And you got it, and they tell you that, okay, then you sign a contract, and then, you know, then you celebrate. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, you was told in the beginning, you pretty much got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when the Lord said, look, you blessed, you got it. But then he went through that. Then the Lord said, this is what you're blessed with. This is what it is. And it was submitted with the drink offering, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, in today's time, you know, if you accomplish something in the Lord, then you send up a drink offering, man. You salute, we toast, Laya Shala, man. When we finish our high holy days, Laya Shala. We come together and we had a good successful camp, Laya Shala. You know, no need to get drunk behind it, but
Yeah.
you know, you toast. Pretty much don't overdo it. It ain't that serious, but you toast. You commemorate, you know?
So that's it to that. So what's the next one? We had the meat offering.
Yeah.
So,
And I get the Hebrew word on it. It's manachah, which is gift, tribute, offering, present, oblation, sacrifice, meat offering.
What precept was that from? The breakdown of it.
This is that 29, Numbers 29.
Okay.
so this is Leviticus chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "And when any will offer a meat offering unto the Lord Yahweh, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it, and put frankincense thereon. And he shall bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests, and he shall take thereout his handful of the flour thereof, and of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof. And the priest shall burn the memorial of it upon the altar, to be an offering made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Lord Yahweh."
Hey, I got a precept. This is a banger. What that boy QP said, listen here, you can like this one, though. So I read this first St. John, and I'm gonna get to the point because there's a lot to it. Pretty much, Yahweh Shai, they went to go get something to eat, and Yahweh Shai was chilling. You know, so in St. John chapter 4 it says they went out of the city and came unto him, and meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of. And this is, you know, MEAT. It says, therefore said the disciples one to another, have any man brought him aught to eat? Yahweh Shai said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. You know what I'm saying? So that's our meat offering, is to do the work. You know?
Yeah.
It says to do and to finish it. You know, come on.
Hey, I'm gonna bring out the one you brought up earlier, you know, Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Which is your reasonable service. So it takes us to do the work. So we're making our bodies a living sacrifice. Because you can't not make your body a living sacrifice and do the work. That's impossible. Well, you're involved. You know? So we're doing the will of the Father. That's the meat. That's our food. You know what I'm saying? Not our food, but that's our food that we're putting on the altar.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the last one?
I believe so. Can we let's go back and double check. I believe that was it though. That Numbers 29. Because we had the peace offering, free will, meat.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was everything. You had anything else you want to say, brother, before we close out?
Nah, man. That's it. I just like to say, man, as the Yap was set up from the brothers. You know, you calling Yap the Zach, man. You know, add to it. You know, we just thought it'd be through the spirit a good way to apply, you know, our service in the Lord, to give us a little bit more control, to realize it's not, you know, we pray, we do all these things, but to know why you're doing. No, you know, like, let me give a peace offering, let me do this, and you're knowingly doing it. You know, it's just like we know the Hebrew prayers, but to know every word is different when you know exactly what you're saying when you say it. You know, so it's the same thing with serving the Lord and putting up our offerings, because we do it through our service to Yahweh Shai. When you know exactly what you're doing, okay, I'm about to get into this peace offering real quick, brothers. You know, I'm about to get into this, you know, burnt offering. You know, things like that. So, yeah, I think it, you know, helps. Again, this is not this is what it is when we broke it down like this. We're just connecting, you know, the dots, for lack of better words, and help brothers utilize how to make those offerings spiritually, because Yahweh Shai ultimately is the lamb that was offered, so we don't have to sacrifice animals physically, but we can do it spiritually through Yahweh Shai, to Yahweh Shai, by giving our peace offering, by giving a burnt offering, by giving our meat offering in those various ways under control. You know, so that's all I want to say.
Hey, y'all at the bar, you know. Hey, so everybody's good.
Gucci.
Hey, so hey, with that being said, Lord willing, it was edifying, you know, and our brothers were able to eat off of that and move forward with it, you know. Hey, so with that being said, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Hakadash.
Once again, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone and rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to the election out there. Keep pushing. You know, and hey, we almost out of here, baby. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.